Hello, everyone. Man, I picked a heck of a topic to skip class on, didn't I? Ooh, man. Brian, you were right. This has got climb all over it, dude. Well, hell. And first off, thank you all from Kaz and myself for the kind messages on the happy anniversary. We really, really, really enjoyed that. And we really enjoyed our day. Definitely had a great time. And, working on more things today is another day off and more celebrations to come. So much appreciated, really. Now, I read through this Law of the Ladder. My God, like, ladder, climb. Oh, come on, man. Like, what the heck, man? This is me. This got me all over it, dude. So look at it. What stood out to me, definitely working on the inside. The first one that popped up, focus on being better on the inside than the outside. And, where I was growing up, I think I've conveyed this before. I had a childhood of a lot of bullying. I had some issues with my parents at the time who were very much just of, and it's the way it is type. And, my view of the world was very, very different on a lot of things, and nothing hugely awful. It was, but, the end result was, also growing up with, issues with CP, turned a lot of anger. So I was very, very, very angry in my late teens, especially like 16 to 20, somewhere around there. And I think, what I was doing was always focusing on the outside myself. I was really focused on self-image and trying to focus on things and you see this in kids a lot. They want to like the same thing that other people like in order to try to fit in order to try to do the right thing. And, Brian, you've known me for a while, so you're probably going to say that it's not that way. I was a lot myself, and I started to learn, especially I learned in my 20s, really just to be me, to be 100% myself and focus on constant growth. And a lot of the themes that really come out here, inside development. I took my pain, I took my time of growing up with, CP or, the bully issues, all the other stuff, and a lot of the other pain, and also dealing with my parents being a very different generation than, I was, but, coming together and learning, I think, we started to learn as a family and started to grow as a family when we really started to look inward and develop ourselves and constantly seeking, something. And this line, really stuck out right here. We often cannot determine what happens to us, but we always determine what happens within us. And really, we fail to make the right character choices within us. We give away ownership of ourselves. We belong to others to whatever gains control of us. And that, really hits even like last year where I lost my job and I got laid off. Flashbacks to 2016. Was it? Yeah. 2016. And, I'm doing a lot of great things, and I had a complete nervous breakdown. And I was so focused on doing certain things right, where a corporation I worked for was being bought out by another rival corporation. And we were losing a lot of our identity. And I was so focused on, the fact that I was a Starwood Hotels employee and a five-star manager, that I lost my focus in myself. And I couldn't take the control. I stopped developing. I just worked on maintaining the company. The company wasn't maintaining itself. It didn't do a damn thing right. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I could have done way better, and I think when, I make the wrong character choices was just to keep everything going, I almost lost it all. I lost almost all of it, and I constantly seeked out, try to find better potential and constant growth within, work on how I can perceive or how I can perceive things happening to me. And you know what? It paid off last year when I ultimately lost my job and found a new job at a better place. And even building Tabor's martial arts back, Nick Tabor Fitness, and working on the climb journey, which is really making sure that you do hard things, making sure that you challenge others to do tough stuff. And that really is one part of it because, if you miss a bill, oh my God, I missed the bill. Pay the late fee, pay the bill, get it on with it. Or, somebody has to have surgery. Oh my God, oh man, I'm like, you can't control the fact that you have to have surgery, but you can control the fact that, how you can set up payment plans or how you can work on other things to be able to keep going and going and going and going. I think, those are things, and also big picture, being teachable and always, be willing to serve. I think we are a product of how we can control our environment, right? We are a product of our environment. So, we spend a lot of time. My ultimate goal is to be a damn good husband. And, my wife and I spent 20 years of dating, and, the fact that I always have this giant smile when I talk about our relationship, I say things are good, I think we're doing all right. And yesterday it was a really good date too. It was a great date actually, but willing to serve others. That's a bit of a tangent, but also I think, and this is for Jeff too, being a good husband, you always got to be teachable. You always have to be teachable, open to new ideas, because, we never have 100% of anything correct. Everybody who wants to have us and the people we have around us here, I think, our character is, if we want to constantly grow, we always have to be willing to learn. And that's the thing, like a sensei, who is at the end of the journey, has made it to black belt, and, I'm the know-all, I know everything. No, you don't, man. You don't know everything at all. And I've seen senseis come and go for that very same reason. But the ones who stay around for a good long time are the ones that are always willing to learn and try things. Especially in business and in life, you always need to grow. The way we change, everything changes. And, gratitude, gratefulness is good. So, there's a lot to what I said here. So I think, how you put, questions here. Has your focus been on improving inside or outside? Definitely inside, and this is one of the things I could clearly say is a 9. I always have constant, growth to do. I can't say I'm a 10. I will never get to a 10. But it's always constant outside growth, and, I think I've done quite well. I think I've done quite well with it, especially with the way things are going. And, even looking at the Instagram profile, things have changed a lot. What can you do so that you're more focused on improving the inside? Constant growth. Like, always ask questions and be willing to learn. I think that's always been something core. A sensei, a teacher, is somebody who's too stubborn to be given, to give up being a student. That's it, really. So you're just finding constant growth and finding ways to learn, which leads to the intentional step. What actions will you take this week to improve focus on your character? I think, constantly finding some way that I could grow and finding some way that I could do better. I want to be able to ask questions to someone. And this is something, that I've been thinking about as a hard thing, but I want to have a conversation at my day job with my boss about the potentiality, if anything. And it's a far-fetched thing, but I also want to see if I could be the CEO. And I know it's a no because I don't have a ton of experience in healthcare, but our current CEO is retiring next January. So, and she's been the CEO for 45 years. So she's on her way out and a new person's coming in and everybody's like, oh, meteoric rise, things are great. But I don't have director experience as much right now, but I have some, not as much as others. And I think the comparison is something I can't do, but I have to have a chat to see what I can do in 9 months because I didn't know I could do this stuff 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I didn't think I'd be here doing this stuff as well. So maybe 9 months from now, something could change. I mean, who knows? That's just a thought. That's just a thought, though. But I think that's the big part of it. All right. So, hey, had a wonderful time with my wife. I want to thank you all for encouraging me to skip class. So, have a great day. I will see you next time on, when's the next class? On the 1st of June. So, happy Memorial Day and have an amazing time in solemn remembrance for the ones who have not come home. Enjoy yourselves. This is a great one. I cannot wait for the next one.